Imagine you're standing in a supermarket. On one shelf, there are two bottles of olive oil. One is objectively better. Independent lab tests prove it has higher quality ingredients. It tastes better. It's healthier. It even costs less. Yet at the end of the day, most people walk away with the other bottle. Why? Was it the label? The advertisement? The price? Surprisingly, none of those are the real answer. The truth is, customers don't buy the best products. They buy the products that make the most sense in their minds. And that single idea explains why some companies dominate entire industries, while objectively better competitors quietly disappear. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever recommended a movie to a friend only for them to ignore it? A week later, someone else recommends the exact same movie. Now they watch it. Nothing about the movie changed, only the context changed. Buying decisions work the same way. Human beings don't evaluate products like scientists. We don't open spreadsheets. We don't assign numerical scores. We don't calculate weighted averages before choosing a restaurant, a bank, a software platform, or even a toothbrush. Instead, our brains take shortcuts. Psychologists call these mental shortcuts heuristics. Businesses experience them every single day. Imagine you're looking for a cybersecurity company. You probably can't judge the quality of their software. You can't read thousands of lines of code. You can't test every possible security threat. So what do you actually evaluate? Their website, their reputation, their customer stories, their certifications, their confidence, their responsiveness. In other words, you judge what you can understand and use that to estimate what you can understand. This happens in almost every industry. When patients choose a hospital, they can't evaluate the surgeon's technical ability. When someone hires an architect, they usually can't assess engineering quality. When a CEO hires a consulting firm, they can't immediately measure strategic thinking. So instead, people search for signals. Signals reduce uncertainty, and uncertainty is often the real product being sold. This is why branding matters. Not because logos magically increase sales, not because colors hypnotize customers. Branding matters because it answers a question every customer is silently asking. Can I trust this decision? Think about that for a moment. People rarely buy the best product. They buy the product they feel safest choosing. That's a completely different decision. Consider two restaurants. One has amazing food, the other has slightly worse food. But one restaurant is full, the other is almost empty. Which one do most people choose? The crowded one. Not because they've tasted the food, because other people already made the decision. Psychologists call this social proof. Our brains assume that if many people trust something, there's probably a good reason. The same thing happens online. Thousands of 5-star reviews, millions of YouTube subscribers, trusted by Fortune 500 companies, serving customers since 1987. These aren't just marketing messages, they're trust signals. And trust is one of the strongest forces in business. Now here's where many companies make a costly mistake. They assume customers buy because they understand the product. Most customers don't. They buy because they understand the story. Apple rarely begins by talking about processors. Nike rarely starts by discussing shoe materials. Lego doesn't sell tiny plastic bricks. They sell imagination. The world's strongest brands simplify complexity into meaning. That's what customers remember. Now let's flip the perspective. Imagine you've built an incredible product. Your engineers are brilliant. Your service is exceptional. Your pricing is competitive. Yet sales remain disappointing. What's the first reaction? We need better advertising. Maybe. But advertising only amplifies what already exists. If customers don't immediately understand why your product matters, showing it to more people rarely solves the problem. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded room, speaking a language nobody understands. Buying a louder microphone doesn't suddenly make the message clearer. The problem isn't volume. The problem is clarity. That's why positioning comes before promotion, understanding comes before communication, strategy comes before tactics. Great marketing doesn't begin by asking, how do we reach more people? It begins by asking, what decision is our customer actually trying to make? Because customers are never buying products. They're trying to solve problems, reduce risk, avoid embarrassment, save time, gain confidence, look successful, feel secure. The product is simply one possible solution. This is why companies that obsess over features often lose to companies that obsess over customers. Features describe the product, understanding describes the buyer. And buyers don't remember every specification. They remember how confidently they felt making the decision. So the next time you hear someone say, "We have the best product in the market," ask a different question. Do your customers know why it's the best? Do they understand it in seconds? Can they explain it to someone else? Do they trust it? Because history is filled with superior products that disappeared and ordinary products that became extraordinary businesses. Not because they were objectively better, but because they were easier to understand, easier to trust, and easier to choose. In business, the best product doesn't always win. The product that makes the clearest promise usually does. And that's where great marketing begins. Not with advertising, but with understanding how people make decisions,